Staying with the government's proposed constitutional revision, Cheong Wa Dae has also briefed Parliament on the matter, passing the ball to the country's legislature. Kim Min-ji has the latest from the National Assembly.
The presidential office on Thursday updated the National Assembly on the government's proposal to amend the country's constitution ahead of its submission to Parliament next week. Byung-do, the senior presidential secretary for political affairs, met with the National Assembly Speaker, as well as the leadership of most of the main parties, expressing hope that the government's move will stimulate talks in Parliament. He told them that the president is willing to withdraw the government's version should parties reach a consensus.
We briefed the National Assembly Speaker on the progress made so far and the tasks that remain in the run-up to submission on Monday. We took into account the discussions that have been held in Parliament and reflected the key points. We now ask the parties to come together and proceed with negotiations.
However, the main opposition Liberty Korea party refused to meet with Han, saying that they're against a constitutional revision being led by the president. The Conservatives have been taking a hardline stance, saying the whole point of changing the constitution is to reduce presidential powers, whose broadness, it's argued, leads to corruption. They've been pushing for a system where more authority is given to a prime minister picked by Parliament. They're also against holding the referendum in June, saying it will politicize the issue.
The reason the Moon Jae-in administration is obsessed with the constitutional amendment is for political gain ahead of the local elections, to label us as anti-revision, anti-reform, and anti-decentralization. This is a political show to help the current government win the elections.
For a revision to go ahead, the support of the main opposition is a must. Any proposal, whether it be the government's or Parliament's, requires two-thirds support of the National Assembly's 293 lawmakers. The Liberty Korea party has 116 seats, more than enough to block it. The ruling party has called on all parties to swiftly come to the negotiating table with no strings attached, saying the Parliament must do its part now. Most parties are on the same page in that respect, stressing that the legislature should be at the forefront of amending the Constitution. Rival parties have about a month left to craft a proposal of their own to meet the legal time frame in order to hold a referendum alongside local elections in June. But the question now is, how much are they willing to concede to make that happen? Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.